I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jada.
And welcome back. So we are today going to be sponsored by a new Patreon. Rob, thank you for today's sponsorship and joining us over on Patreon. If you also would like to see what we're up to, you can join us for extras, extended editions, some like general goofiness over on Patreon. We are going to have a story time today, and I think it might be right up some people's alley. It's going to have pictures included for our little adventure. We're going cave exploring, and like this is an actual like cave that people may have explored, but no one that we know that's living or documented has explored it. It's on our aunt's property, and we were there one summer a few years ago, and they had just gotten it and they hadn't explored, so they didn't really have much of an interest in it, but we did, and so did their son and some friends that were over. So while the adults stayed, the children went and played. We were adults as well. Yes. Also, this came about because we were talking about the Mammoth Cave System in Kentucky, the longest cave system in the world. But this was in Missouri, not in Kentucky, but it made us think about it, and we were like, hey, we've got some pictures. We're gonna share this with you guys. And then as I'm telling it, I'm just like, me today probably wouldn't have done what me then did. I'm just like, that was super dangerous. So we didn't actually know if there was an exit to this cave, but we just kept going. Well, to be fair, we knew that there was like another kind of cave like a mile or two away, and we didn't know if they like interconnected. No one, like I said, you know, no one that we knew or that they knew would explore it, so we're just kind of hoping that it would eventually lead to each other somehow. So here's some pictures coming up of some spots that most people probably would have just been like, no, let's just turn around. So in this picture, Jada is, you can't tell, but she is standing over about 3 feet of water. It was a little crevice that we had to walk on top of unless we wanted to be wading in water. Well, not just wading in water, your feet could have just gotten stuck because it was starting to get narrower and narrower, and we didn't want to like have someone's foot just like, you know. Here's a picture of me. That right there is the water. You know, caves are dark, there's no light. That's the headlights that we were wearing and stuff like that. But we kept going. We didn't turn around. This was actually fairly like soonish in our cave spelunking.
20 minutes in.
Yeah, it was like 20-30 minutes in, so it was still soonish. But we didn't turn around. We mushed on. The scariest part was when there was a huge boulder from the top, water on the bottom, and the only way through was to go in between those two. It's only about this. I got more wet than Ashley did going through this. But I hovered. I tried to do, like, I wasn't trying to get extremely wet. But here's a picture of, like, how close, the closest
You
part.
can't really tell, though, in the photo. Like,
I don't feel like you could tell. Because it's a bit hard. Because, like she said, it's a cave and it's dark. But it was, like, as you were going through it, you're just like, is it gonna end? Are you going to get to the end? Is it gonna drown you? And so like, it's a bit claustrophobic at the same time. It was like, I didn't go first because, I mean, I wasn't that brave. But I didn't know if we all got to a point where we couldn't get out, how we were gonna back out. Because it wasn't easy going in, and backing out's even harder, you know? But there was lots of water, which was really cool. And so we actually, with our lights, you know, we took breaks and we did a little exploring for different things. So you can see here, we saw like a salamander, or yeah, that's what you'd call it, right?
I don't know.
I don't know, a lizard, salamander, something of that, but it was white because even though this cave wasn't huge, it still had never been outside, so it
it made me look tan. Can you imagine?
And so it was, but it was also like a little creepy. You're like, you would see those spiders that have like the like super tiny long legs, you know, and you're just like, ugh. But at one point we were probably an hour and a half in or so.
Might be traumatized at the time. Who knows? This is a couple of years ago.
And we got to a really tight spot. We were like, before we trek through this, maybe we should discover what's on the other side, or if it's even possible for us to all get through here. So our cousin Paul, who you guys probably saw briefly in the
Missouri video
of
Great Outdoors.
Yeah, at Jack Forks River, I think that was what it was. But he actually, him and one of the other guys that were there, went ahead to do the recon to see if we were good to go.
Because like I said, not brave enough to go first.
But this picture here shows us on the other side. It was good to go. There was the exit. And I think it's just...
The exit wasn't like right after the boulder part.
No, it wasn't.
It still had quite
we were
a bit.
waiting for a while. We were a little worried. But it wasn't too far after the boulder part. We only had like maybe 45 minutes total for the wait of them coming and us going. So maybe like 15 minutes after.
I don't think we didn't wait. Like they didn't find the exit. Like they weren't finding the exit.
Oh,
just
yeah,
to
yeah.
be clear. They were just making sure that like it wasn't a dead end.
Yeah, there was another side to
like,
or the water didn't come up so far
Yeah.
that we couldn't pass through. Yes,
Like,
sorry,
was it
that was
going
not
to be
clear.
worth
I'm
it?
sorry, that was
Yeah.
not clear.
Was it going to be worth it for people to like kind of get in a very scary situation and then just be like immediately like,
Yes.
nowhere to go kind of thing? But it was a lot of fun. I remember it being very, very adventurous. I just don't know if...
We do know that other people explored it because there was like a really, really old like can.
Yeah, but it was close to the other, like the exit that we took.
It was.
And so I don't know if people just
they
like...
went all the way through,
if they went all
or
the
if
way
they
through-
stopped
if
and
they
gave up.
started, or if they
That's true.
started on the other side.
That could be
or
true.
like just like hunting, because there's a lot of hunting that happens around there as well.
They were butted
And
up
so-
against the Ozarks, so...
And so they could have just gone in there to seek shelter,
That's
you know,
true.
kind of thing. And so that's why I'm like, I'm
That
not
could be a
wholly
possibility.
convinced, because we didn't find it like deep where we were.
No, we didn't. We didn't find anything deep except some
Water.
creatures that never saw sunlight.
But thank you again for joining us. Tell us in the comments down below if you've ever done any cool exploration yourselves. And we will see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye!
Ashley and Jada are twins.